Hey everyone, Proto here, and I'm just bringing this video for two reasons. One, to rant about modded gear in Diablo 3, and two, to talk about patch 2.1 that should be coming to consoles soon. It's not released yet, but we have details about it because it came out for the PC last week. Yeah, so first let me get the rant out of the way about modded gear. So I have no problem if you're using modded gear, you know, to each their own. I personally am not going to use it because it turns the game on to easy mode. If I want to play easy mode, I would literally turn it to easy mode and just run through the game. But I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to use modded gear. And to those people who try defending it, it's really kind of amusing that you're defending something that wasn't intended to be in the game. So, for example, if somebody says that using modded gear is, you know, turn the game on easy mode like I just said, and then you try saying no, it takes skill, you know, you have to put your proper items together. No, shut up. You have a weapon that has 3 sockets, put in gems, and you're getting like what, almost 400 critical hit damage extra. On top of that, your attack speed on the weapon, so professional Russians faster, which I've been seeing a lot. You get like from 5 to almost 10 attacks per second. And you're telling me that it's hard, you have to optimize your items? No. That weapon is the only item you need. You can literally run around with that item with no gear, and you would still be melting enemies. So, don't be defending it. If you want to use it, sure, use it. Don't go into public games, because if you try going into tier 6 Torment 6 public game, I've generally seen people kick you out of the game. I've generally seen people get kicked out of the game. And also, if you're going to use modded gear, don't be one of those douchebags who just come into the game, you know, kill everything in a rift, leave the rift, turn on the rift, and leave. This applies to everybody. It's just that I tend to see it more often with people who have modern weapons because they feel they're going to get kicked if they don't leave quick enough, which I guess kind of makes sense. But if you weren't modding to begin with, you wouldn't be getting kicked to begin with. So, moving on. I want to talk about the actual patch notes. So the patch notes that I've seen, I'm going to put in the description down below, and these should be the official ones. Any changes, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in like red text, and you can see them later on. So the two things I want to point out is that the wizard kind of got much worse. And by kind of, I mean actually got much worse. And the witch doctor got a bit better. So, a few things I want to talk about the witch doctor is that your fetish army and your fetish sycophants actually stack now. So you can have the 8 or 5 if you don't have the rune that gives you 3 more. You can have 8 plus the 15, so you can get a total of 23 fetishes. Another thing is that if you have sockets on your rings and your amulets, I suggest you keep them instead of switching them out. The reason is because they introduced something called legendary gems. One of the legendary gems that I'm pretty sure most witch doctors are going to be focusing on is the enforcer. The enforcer increases your pet's damage, and the secondary ability that it gives you is that up until the point where I'm pretty sure at rank 25 or rank 50 of your gem, you get your pets stop taking damage. Other than that, it's going to be your pets can take more damage. So those are the two big changes. Another thing is that your gargantuan, you're going to know how, if you have Wrathful Protector, you're going to know exactly how much time he has left before he goes back to the underworld, or wherever the hell he comes from. And a little nerf is that the range on your gargantuan, your fetishes, and your dogs have been changed so that I'm pretty sure they decreased the amount of range they have. So your fetishes were supposed to only hit 1 target at a time. I'm pretty sure that at some points they would bug and they would get more than 1 target. Your gargantuan, if you had Wrathful Protector or even Restless Giant, you would see that that huge attack he did would hit like everybody within like 5 yards. So I don't think that was supposed to be like that, which is why they're decreasing the range. And dogs, your big dog, gargantuan dogs, when you have the tall man's finger, also got decreased range, so you're not going to be hitting a lot of people as well. One more thing to do with pets is that your pets are going to have better AI. So your gargantuan and your dogs aren't going to stand around doing nothing. They're actually going to try engage with the enemy better than they used to do. So pets aside, now I want to talk about a build that people have been using that is pretty fun to actually use and watch. Is the Jade Harvester build, where you get the Jade Harvester gear so that you get the Soul Harvest buff. Something to make that better is that if you go to Seasons, which is a new game mode, like Adventure mode and Campaign, Seasons, what you do is you start a new character, you build them all the way up to level 70, and then you start getting your gear like normally. And there's specific legendary items that are only available in seasons. Seasons will last for a certain amount of time, and then the leaderboards will be done with. You get a transmog to choose from, all this stuff. You can read about this as well in the patch notes. So what I want to talk about is a seasonal legendary item for the Witch Doctor. That what it does is, instead of Soul Harvest being able to only stack up to 5 times, so for 5 enemies, it can double, and it's up to 10 enemies now. Which, if you've seen any Jade Harvester build videos, you can see that in Torment 6, some Witch Doctors will be able to one-hit some bosses and elites. So imagine that, but 10 times stack. Yeah, we really need to buff the Witch Doctor. And that aside, last thing I want to talk about, since I talked about Witch Doctor, Wizard, I don't know much about the Barbarian or the Crusader. So Monk and Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, I didn't really see anything too big of a deal, but I'm not a Demon Hunter main. Monk, I seen a bunch of stuff that increases damage and all this good stuff, but the problem is that it doesn't increase the damage for usable skills, like skills that people would generally use. Like, there's a lot of buffs to Exploding Palm and whatnot, and there's even some new gear for Cyclone Strike that makes Cyclone Strike last for a minute. Wonderful. But these things generally aren't used, and if they are used, they're not used in the way that the buffs would really help for. Other than that, a lot of runes for every class have been updated, modified, changed. For example, some whole skills have been changed. So the Monk had a whole skill changed, where instead of having Mantra of Evasion, you have Mantra of Salvation, which Dexterity also, instead of doing extra dodge % chance, you get 1 point of armor for every point of Dexterity. Apparently dodge was too cheap, according to Blizzard. And yeah, so basically most runes would just change the type of damage. Like, instead of doing physical damage, you do cold damage. Instead of fire, it do poison damage. So depending on the rune. And is there anything else I want to say? No, I think I covered everything that I find to be important. There's going to be Greater Rifts, and Greater Rifts are where you get to do your upgrades. So you can either upgrade your Greater Rift Keystone, or you can upgrade your legendary gems and stuff, that is where you're going to be wanting to go to get those enforcers to high enough levels so you can get the secondary abilities. Anyway, that's all I have for now. I'm gonna leave you guys with this Magda kill, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you out and helping you decide on how you want to tweak your build before the patch comes out. It hasn't come out for consoles yet, by the way. It's coming out soon. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Later.
Not ready yet.